This is Bubba Starts coming to you live from the Gardens here in Okoboji. We're here for the MCMO Awards show. Jam night taking place tonight. We got some great artists that are going to be on the show. We look forward to having you all listening in to the scene. All right, welcome into another exciting episode of The Scene. I'm your host, Bubba Starts, and we got a special one for you guys today. We are live from the Gardens in Okoboji. This is MCMO Jam Night for Awards Show Weekend, and I'm here with two very special men here. I'm here with Roseland. It's Cam and Gavin. You guys are nominated for New Artist of the Year.
That's correct.
That's awesome.
Correct.
Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome in. All right, so what can we say about Roseland? Tell me a little bit about yourselves, guys.
So we come from Rockford, Illinois, and Muscatine, Iowa. We met we were both in rock bands, believe it or not, and we played a Battle of the Bands in Iowa to open for Brantley Gilbert. And that's when me and Cam met each other, and Cam hit me up a little bit after that and asked me if I've ever done country music ever, and I actually have, and I grew up on that stuff, with my dad growing up, and he sent me this instrumental, and he's like, hey, man, what do you think about this? And just so happens I had written this song called Think That I Needed You, which was also our very first single released. Yeah, and I had the song written 5 years before he ever sent me this, but I never thought they'd ever see the day of, the light of day, because I'm in a hard rock band as well. And when he sent me it, I just was like, I'll throw these words on it, and it couldn't have fit. It was fate, it couldn't have fit any better than what it did. And I sent it back to him. I think he got some chills, and from that moment, we both knew that this is the path we got to go down. So,
boys, that's how it's done. That's how it's done. That's how this podcast began, man. It was a dream.
You got to start somewhere. Is my whole thing, man.
So that was Gavin there. Awesome, man. So from the Rockford area, you're from Rockford?
That's right.
Blackhawks fan? Ice Hogs fan?
I am an Ice Hogs fan.
Yeah?
I do go to quite a few Ice Hogs.
Yeah, buddy.
Events.
That's what I'm talking about, man. I'm a big hockey
sure.
fan. My family's from the Chicago area, so I love that, man. Give me a dap on that. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so we heard from Gavin. Cam, why don't you give me a little bit about your backstory and just kind of where you're coming from.
Yeah. So I come from a country background as well, growing up with my pops. I'm actually from southeast Missouri. So I'm southern. I'm down there in the south a little bit, down the Boot Heel of Missouri. Country's always been one of those things for me that I've always loved. But when I moved up to Iowa, I always wanted to play music. I wanted to play music again, right? Because in Missouri I was playing music, but I had nobody to play with in Iowa, and I said, there was a pop punk band that was playing, right? And they said, man, you're a great guitar player. We'd love to have you. Started playing guitar for those boys. And then we got that opportunity, like Gavin just talked about, with that Battle of Bands to open up for Brantley Gilbert, which we couldn't believe it. We're like, man, that kind of sucks. It's not really the same genre, is it? You know what I mean? And so we ended up winning. And so I got to open up for Brantley Gilbert at the Mississippi Valley Fair in Davenport, Iowa. And, I play guitar, so I record everything Roseland does in the basement of my house, which I built a studio. And so, yes. So, we record everything, man, down there. And like I said, I was dabbling on country music, writing country music just on my own. And I found Gavin. I was like, man, I think your voice would be great over this. And then I started thinking about the duo thing, and I've always wanted to be in a duo. Florida-Georgia Line's a big influence on me. I love the duo aspect, Dan and Shay, the whole deal, right? So I delved my feet into doing some harmony singing and whatnot, so I do the harmonies of Roseland. And, yeah, man, we came together and we hit it off crazy. And Think That I Needed You did it sang, and, so highest stream
now here
song
we are.
to date. Here we
How
are.
awesome, man. How awesome. Well, how cool that you guys came together. So where you just met by, how did you find him to send him the song that ends up becoming the single that brings us to today?
So I met him at the Battle of Bands. We met, right? We met. I wanted to introduce myself and all that because I'd followed them for a little while, and just wanted to get some camaraderie with the bands around the.
So you saw his band perform at the same Battle of the Bands.
Absolutely.
You win it. You're like, hey man, I think we could do something together.
This dude can sing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put a super group together.
So you hear his voice with your voice. Obviously, you're a singer as well. So we got some. So looking at you for our listeners, we're audio only, so they're not going to get a good look at this handsome devil in front of me. But you look hard rock for sure, right? But you could also look very country too. So you're riding a line, and I really love it, boys. This is kind of a cool thing. I'm really excited for you to come out here. Your first time in Okoboji?
So you know.
Oh, nice. First podcast
ever,
too.
So.
Awesome. Hey, man, I'm brand new, man. I started this three weeks ago on a whim, right? I did one with a buddy of mine. His name's Dave Holly. 30-year radio vet. I did it with him. It was so easy, right? Just hang out and talk music.
Buddies, of course,
and I was like, man, can I introduce you to some of my friends' songs? So another part of our song is the show called Love Noise. So that's where we feature your song. We bring you in, we listen to your song. We don't really review. We're not trying to critique anything, right? But we say what we like about it. We introduce our fans to you guys, and then we share that out with the world. So we're definitely going to have you guys in a future episode and get all of that great. And, man, we wish you guys the best of luck tomorrow at the show, and we're going to be there cheering you on. We can't wait.
I appreciate it, man. I'm nervous, but yeah.
Anything you guys want to plug before we get out the door here?
Of course. Follow us on all of our social medias, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Roseland Music is where we are on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook is Roseland Music. Our website is roselandcountrymusic.com. You can find all of our music, merch, the whole 9 yards. And then obviously Apple, Spotify, anywhere you stream music.
Awesome.
Check out Roseland, man. And I appreciate you having us on.
That's all.
Man.
Hey, man, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, hey, thanks for having us on. It's a really cool thing you're doing. And I promise you this ain't the last time you guys are going to hear from Roselands.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, I love it, guys. Well, that was Roseland. I'm Bubba Starts, and this is The Scene, live from the MCMO Awards show in Okoboji. Come see us at the Roof Garden Ballroom, April 27th. Well, we just heard from Roseland. They were one of 3 nominees for New Artist of the Year that we had on the show. Next, we're going to hear from Sturgis, South Dakota native Jessica Loobey. All right, y'all, we're back. I'm really excited for this one. We got Jessica Loobey sitting at the table with us. How are you, Jessica?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. A fellow South Dakotan.
Yes,
this
finally.
Is fun. Yeah.
How many of us are from South Dakota that are members?
I don't know. I know Colin Donnelly is here. You guys are obviously here, but I don't think there's many of us to begin with. I'm trying to talk everybody into it. Everybody that comes on the show, I tell them, you got to join this organization, man.
Yeah.
It's too cool.
It's been awesome. I'm so glad I just kind of stumbled over it.
Yeah, well, and me too. And it's because of people like you that I ended up seeing it. We're kind of in each other's world because, well, you are in the Black Hills now. I'm from the Black Hills. So that's awesome. So before we get too far, why don't you give our listeners a little bit, who is Jessica Loobey?
So I am an independent country artist from Sturgis, South Dakota. I've been singing my whole life and consistently with a band for about 4 years now. So we're all country. I have originals out. I've got an album I put out about 2 years ago.
Awesome. So you're on the Spotify and all that stuff?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Can you spell your last name for everybody?
Loobey.
That's Loobey for all of you. That can go a lot of directions there, so I feel bad for you.
I know. I'm like, I can't wait to get married and change that.
Well, you're from Rapid City, so I'm sure you know Chris Graves. You've seen his name,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, him and I actually graduated together.
Oh, get out of town.
Nope,
That is awesome.
We've
So he was just on the show this
we
week?
Were preschoolers.
Yeah, he was on the show just last week. Well, obviously, you know how to pronounce his name. For the crowd, why don't you go ahead and give it a try?
Chris Hoosengay.
Hoosengay. Well, we had about a 20-minute conversation on the podcast about changing it and just what it means as an artist. And I was always coming from the marketing side, right? Where it's like, Hoosengay's impossible. I'm pretty good phonetically, and I didn't even try, you know? But he talked about writing from a writing stage, right? And just having that other persona to write from. So I was like, oh, that's really cool. That's why the podcast has been so fun, is that I know all these people, but we're not close necessarily. You know, Jessica and I, this is the first time we've met, right? But we know so many of the same people, and you see each other online and doing all these things all the time. You feel like you know each other, right? So it's so fun to come here, and Danielle saw you walk in right away and was like, oh, we got to message them. And
I know. That was so nice of her. That was awesome.
Well, I know you must feel like we are, where it's like, man, I'm a long ways from home. A lot of these people do already know each other, and we're just trying to come in. So, yeah, we'll find our little, find our homeboys and homegirls and kind of settle in. And so you're nominated for New Artist of the Year.
I can't believe it.
That's so exciting.
It is.
Oh, my goodness. So what is that? Yeah, what does that feel like to be nominated for something like that? For your completely dark to an organization, right?
Yeah.
You're brand new, and all of a sudden you're getting recognized and invited to this awesome party. Like, can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, I never really thought about it at all, and then it got brought up, and so I kind of forgot all about it because it was stock show at home, and we were playing lots of shows and everything, and then I was like, I should probably post this and whatever, and before I knew it, I was nominated, and I thought, well, I went from not knowing anything to now we're headed to Okoboji.
Oh, man, and what a great spot this is. So inside baseball, my wife and I, 2 years ago, we got married. We honeymooned here.
That's what she just told me.
The
That's
last
awesome.
time we were in this building, we were on our honeymoon, and we took about 37 cups home of Hurricanes. It was a great time. Well, we're so excited. We're really pulling for you. I know we
you.
voted for you in the
Oh,
contest
thank you
for
so
new artists,
much.
and we're just excited. We're really pulling for more of our South Dakota people to jump in and join this
Yes.
organization. Come have some fun with us, man. This is great.
Absolutely. I'm so excited for the weekend.
Well, Jessica, thank you so much for jumping on the scene, and we hope everybody goes and checks all your stuff out online, too. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
That was Jessica Loobey. We actually ran into Jessica on the way home. Passed her and the boys in the band in their bus. It was a beautiful moment. Next on the show, we're going to have Tyler Herwig. Tyler is a country pop artist from the Twin Cities area. And here's our interview with Tyler. Welcome back to Jam Night, y'all. Oh, this is fun. Well, I'm joined now by MCMO member and New Artist of the Year nominee, Tyler Herwig.
Hey.
Tyler, it says here you're a country pop artist. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, so I've been performing professionally for, since I was 16, so about 15 years now. And I've done thousands of shows all across the Midwest. It's been pretty exciting, and I just started putting out my own music, which kind of bounces around from several different genres, and I just have a lot of fun making music.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you're from the St. Paul area. How's business up there?
It's going really, really, really well. Like I said before, I perform thousands of shows. I average right now about 280 a year. So it's Monday through Friday, all year long.
That's incredible, Tyler. So
Yeah.
you're a full-time musician and you treat it like a job.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. So the podcast has taken over a lot of what we do, but what I do away from here is we also produce live events in South Dakota. We book bands. We're going to book you through, I think,
heck
real
yeah.
soon too. So yeah, it's a full-time job for me, but I'm not just playing music out all the time. Can you speak about kind of what it takes just to have yourself booked that much?
Yeah, the biggest thing that for me has just been persistence. Like, you're going to hear no a lot in any aspect of the music industry, but especially when it comes to booking, there's more artists than there are venues, and you have to be able to say, hey, that's okay, maybe next year, maybe next time, and move on and just keep finding those venues and get creative in how you find them.
Any sales background for you before music?
No, I just am the kind of person where I don't take no for an answer, and so I keep bugging you
Well,
until you say yes.
I'm glad that you're putting it to work for the power of good anyway. That's a
Absolutely.
very salesy attitude. That's the same attitude that I take, man. I'm going to keep knocking on your doors and keep doing our thing, right? So, man, I love this music pumping in the background. This is just an awesome night
Yeah,
here.
it is.
Is this your first time at the awards show, or is what's your involvement with Midwest Country Music Organization?
Yeah, this is my first time at the award show. I'm a newer member, so I'm really excited to have been nominated for any of the categories, but particularly New Artist of the Year. I think it's just so exciting to be here.
Yeah, it's a big breakout for you then this year. Well, Tyler, we're so happy to have you on the show. We're really going to be rooting for you tomorrow, and
Thank you.
We're so happy to have you. You got any new single, any new music for us that we can tell the people about?
You know, I've got some new stuff coming, but I can't talk about it too much quite yet, so just stay tuned.
Teaser. You put out one recently, though. It's called Home Tonight. Everybody can find that, I'm assuming, on all the social media and all of
Absolutely.
all the streaming platforms. You guys go find Tyler Herwig. He's a country pop artist from St. Paul. He's a really good guy. And join us for more stuff from the scene coming soon. Well, that was an awesome interview with Tyler Herwig. We saw Tyler perform at the awards show as well. Blew us away. Fantastic performer. Kid's got a great voice and a bright future, so we wish Tyler the best. And next we have from the Legends of the Opry show. They were Tribute Act of the Year nominees, and Christine does a lot of other cool things too. She's an absolutely wonderful performer and a stunning human being. This is Christine Passig. All right, we're still at Jam Night here. I'm here now with Christine Passig from To Be Continued. Go ahead and tell us more.
Oh, sure. Thank you so much. So To Be Continued is a nonprofit in Glencoe, Minnesota that has got a heart for suicide prevention training, mental health awareness. I do marketing for them. And every year now, they're going to have this Legends of the Opry show. Our first one was last November, and that's the show that got nominated for Tribute Act of the Year for MCMO.
Fantastic. So that was what now?
Legends of the Opry.
Legends of the Opry. You guys make sure you go check it out. I'm a fan already. Absolutely love the show. Looking forward to the awards show and rooting for you guys.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic stuff. And fantastic stuff you're doing with the nonprofit as well. So what is your place in the organization? Are you an ambassador or just are you involved even deeper than that?
I'm a staff member. I was their very first staff member. And I do marketing for them, social media, email, all kinds of marketing, print, graphics, that kind of stuff.
So this means a little bit more to you.
This is very, very dear to my heart, yes.
Yeah, and I bet winning this award tomorrow will mean the world to win it with your team. And
yes,
yeah.
It will. This award, if we win it, it won't go in my house. It'll go in the office of To Be Continued. It'll be their award.
That's so amazing. I just love that so much, and I appreciate you coming on and sharing that story. This is just an introduction, right? We're going to be talking to a lot more people. We're members ourselves, and we look forward to having a lot deeper conversations. But while we were here, this is kind of a mixer as well as jam night. And
yeah, this is so cool.
I wanted to take a minute to just sit down with as many people as I could and introduce myself and get to know you and introduce our listeners to you as well. And
wonderful.
I'm trying to share a nominee show exclusively tomorrow morning. So we're trying to get one out quick, and you're going to be a part of that too. So
thank you so much.
Christine, thank you so much for jumping on.
Thanks.
Well, that was Christine Passig. Now we're going to talk to Corey Waller from Corey Waller and the Wicked Things. They were nominated for Song of the Year, and we were so excited when we got to watch them win it. Here's our interview with Corey. And look out for a fresh episode with Corey and the whole band coming soon. And Jam Night rolls on.
Yeah.
Here, let's turn that a little bit.
Cool.
There we go. That works better. Corey Waller of Corey Waller and the Wicked Things joins the scene.
How's it going?
It's going well, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Thank you for coming out here tonight and doing this.
Dude, this is great, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't miss this for the world.
It's pretty wild.
I bought the tickets before I had a podcast.
Really?
Yeah, man. This podcast is like a month old. I bought my tickets back in February. As soon as I joined the organization, I saw the award show was here in Okoboji. It's special to the wife and I. We're honeymooners here, right?
Awesome.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, to come here was nothing. And then, in the last month, a podcast that sprung forth. And
yes.
I was like, I'm bringing the mics, man. I got the little,
Hell yeah.
the ZP40 here, and
yeah.
we cruise the world, man.
We tried to do a podcast like a couple years ago, and we did it for I don't know, like 3 or 4 episodes, and then we were gonna do it like before shows and stuff, and our sound checks just and then we all but stick with it, dude, because long form is awesome. So
yeah, well, and these are super fun too because it's been the short form. But I kind of get to know you, and then I'm going to mash it all together and put it into one episode, right? So you get 40 minutes of short conversations. And, what a blast, man. You guys nominated this weekend?
We are nominated for Entertainer of the Year and Song of the Year.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Man,
just
that's awesome.
A huge surprise, honestly, for us. So.
Yeah. Well, man, talk about the honor. Are you a long-term member of the organization?
I've been a member for 3 years, I think. Kind of got brought in by Brad Morgan when they started ramping up the Iowa stuff, and was pretty resistant at first, like I think maybe a lot of people are. Just kind of one of those people that was like, okay, I'm going to join this thing, but what are they going to do for me? And Brad pretty much just told me to get over myself, and then what can you contribute? And then last year we were nominated for Band of the Year, played, and then we left here last year, and we were just like, man, what do we got to do?
Exactly. Brad hit it on the head, man, and he hit it on the. He was just on the show this week too. It's been a big CMO push for us, right? I'm all about. I'm a brand new member, but I love everything that's going on here, right? It's everything that I've ever loved about music and community.
Yep.
It's what spurned on the podcast, right? And just the ideas of we need more of this. Nobody else is doing it, so let's do. Instead of waiting for someone else, I was just like, screw it. I have all the equipment. I'm going to do it. And then my good buddy Dave Holly, who's my partner on the show, gave me this. My phone plugs into the side. My phone is full of nothing but numbers of musicians, man.
Yeah.
So it's such an easy fit. Brad's
Gotta put
a good
yourself
friend
in harm's way, man.
Yeah, man. Well, Brad's a big reason why I joined as well, because I saw all the things that he's posting about the association all the time, right? And we followed him because he came out to Yankton last summer and played a show, and I love independent artists anyway, and he had a great vibe and just a good guy, and got to meet his wife at the merch booth, and just really, so I started following him, and it's just grown naturally since then. It's been so cool, and now I get to sit here with the nominee for Entertainer of the Year and have a conversation. It's a cool thing, right? It's awesome, man. So 3 years a member from Iowa country, red dirt. All right. What are you guys getting into this summer then?
We are all over the place, and we're kind of in our summer of like widening the circle. I tell you what, we had an opportunity to play in California last year, and I remember like driving back and thinking to myself like, man, I tell you what, we got to play like 150 miles away from my house every single night next year. And like, beware what you wish for, because like sometimes that shit happens.
Brother, I wish for nothing but big gigs, and we're about to announce our summer schedule next month, and it's all street dances and big theaters, and that's what I set out to do. I said I'm not playing the bars anymore, and I love my bar gigs, man. I play them all winter long, but I wasn't doing it this summer, and when you commit to that, and now I'm full-time in the music business now. I had a $50K easy money welding job, man, and I said I can't do this anymore. I'm being called for something bigger, because this isn't it. The scene is much more than that. It's podcast and community, right? So we're doing open mic nights. We're running songwriter nights. We're bringing bigger shows into town. We're bringing guys like you out to do some things. Brad's coming out to play a songwriters round later this year. We've had our good buddy Clayton Ryan, who's blowing up in the Minneapolis scene right now. We've had them on the pod, on the shows. Samuel John, a good friend of ours and a fellow member, is playing tomorrow night in Mitchell, South Dakota with my buddies from Deadwood and the Rapid City area, right? And we got all this synergy. It's already happening, right? We're kind of talking about it, and it's happening and doing it at the same time. So how cool, man. Corey, thanks for jumping on the show, man. We're going to get you on after you guys win this and talk about it some more.
Let's see about that. I hope so.
That's Corey Waller, y'all.
Thank you.
Well, a big thank you to Corey Waller and the Wicked Things, Christine Passig with the Legends of the Opry and To Be Continued, Tyler Herwig, Jessica Loobey, and Roseland for joining the show. Thank you for listening. Remember to go to patreon.com/thescenesd. Follow us on all your social media channels and make yourself part of The Scene.